Ruby's parents die and she has to stay at a neighbor's house. But the neighbor had a different focus on this girl. Hey guys, welcome back to the movie summary. Beginning of the movie, we see Ruby. Today her parents went out, so she came to the movie with her friends. In the morning, her parents get angry because of Ruby's lateness. One day Ruby's parents' wedding anniversary comes. That day Ruby goes to enjoy with her friends. When she come home, the police will be there. They tells her that your parents had an accident and dead. Hearing this, Ruby faints. Their funeral will be held later. That's where Ruby neighbors Terry Glass and Aaron Glass came. Both of them are husband and wife. They speak well of Ruby's parents. After the funeral, Ruby's uncle comes to her. Ruby sees her uncle for the first time. She never met him. He says, contact me if you need any help with Ruby. She asked him, where have you been all these days? And asks why you and my mother did not maintain a relationship. He said that due to some situations, I unable to met her. I always wanted to come near you and spend time with you. But I didn't get that chance. He says now you can ask me for any help you need. Ruby says okay to that. Later a lawyer comes to Ruby's house. He says your parents have insurance with Ruby. So you have a lot of money in your account. You don't need to do any work. Now she is a teenager, she needs guardians. According to her parents' will, her neighbors should take care of her. Terry and Aaron approach Ruby and tell her to dare. Ruby is very sad. Terry decides to go to another city as she will feel more pain if she stays in this place. Later they all go to another city. They have a house there. Ruby and her brother are given a single room. Ruby doesn't like this. Then Terry said it was just for a while. Then I will give you separate rooms. They don't like the food Terry and Aaron eat. So they order food and eat. Ruby can't sleep. So she goes swimming. But it seems that someone is watching her. So she leaves from there. Next day she goes to school. Ruby is a new student in this school. There is not much freedom in school. Later she comes home. Terry gives clothes for Ruby and video games for her brother. So both of them will be very happy. Later she talks to her friend about not doing well in school. Aaron hears this. She tells Ruby that you need to change your attitude first if you want friends here. Ruby doesn't like Aaron listening to her phone call. After sleeping at night, dreams of her parents' accident come to Ruby. So she wakes up suddenly. Terry sees Ruby intentionally while she is swimming at night. He then tells her not to go swimming at night. Driving class is conducted in school. Students are shown videos of how accidents happen. Watching the videos makes Ruby very sad. She doesn't feel like having dinner. She enters the room without eating. Aaron comes to Ruby and asks if you have any problem. Ruby says I am a little unwell. Aaron then gives the medicine to Ruby. She has many medicines. Ruby is shocked to see them. Ruby sleeps well. She gets up in the middle of the night and goes out. Aaron and Terry are having a fight there. Then Terry sees her. Next day at school Ruby wants to make friends with someone else. But no one is her friend. That night Terry came to Ruby and said today I have a party in Hollywood. He asks will you come with me? Ruby says she can't come. But Terry convinces her and takes her. Later they leave in a car. Terry takes her to a restaurant instead of a party. There he said last night you saw our fight. That quarrels between husband and wife are common. Sometimes I feel lonely even when I am with Aaron. Then they leave for home. Terry drives the car fast. Ruby tells him to go slow. He stops the car. He becomes very close to Ruby. Then Ruby gets scared. Knowing that she is scared, Terry puts her seat belt on and comes home. When Ruby comes home, she is shocked to see Aaron. Aaron has an injection in her hand. Ruby doesn't like all this. Later she comes to the city and talks to her lawyer. Then, lawyer says if you don't stay with Terry, you will have to stay in the houses allocated by the government. There you will face a lot of trouble there. Hearing this, Ruby can't do anything and leaves. After she leaves, the lawyer calls Terry and tells her everything that happened. At home, Aaron and Terry talk to Ruby. Aaron, I have diabetes. So it says I have to take injections. Ruby believes her words. Then she goes to school. There she takes driving classes. Once Ruby goes to Terry's office. Terry is bullied by some people. They even try to beat him. All this Ruby sees. She gets scared and leaves. Below is the car of Ruby's parents in the workshop. Actually, when there is an accident, the car should be damaged a lot. But that car is in good condition. On the way home, Terry tells Ruby that you don't need to be afraid for what happened in the office. After going home, Ruby learns how her parents' death happened. They died in a BMW car. Actually, they don't have a BMW car. Then she calls the lawyer and says get the information about my parents' dead car. That night, she had to complete her homework. But she sleeps. Terry sees her pending work. He completes all the work. When Ruby wakes up in the morning, her homework is complete. She thanks Terry. A social worker comes to the school to meet Ruby. Ruby's lawyer sent her here. There she learns that Ruby and her brother sleep in the same room. She doesn't like this. Later she goes to check on Terry's house. Terry has already allocated rooms to Ruby and brother. Ruby's brother tells the social worker good things about Terry. Terry and Aaron also go outside as the social worker leaves. Then she looks into the dustbin. It contains some letters. Ruby reads the letter. Terry pulled Ruby out of school. And he also took $30,000. Ruby also receives a letter from her uncle. Aaron and Terry hide all these things from Ruby. So she gets angry with them. She then tries to contact her lawyer via email. But Terry already closed her account. Ruby sees Terry talking on the phone. She listens to all his words. He speaks in the phone that I will give you all your money. The money was a little late due to the problem in the business. But now I have money. At present I have $30,000 and I will give it to you. Actually those $30,000 belong to Ruby. Ruby is shocked to hear all this. Next day she goes to school. Lawyer calls the Ruby school. He says that your parents died in Terry's car. Then she gets very suspicious on Terry. Terry also copied the homework given to Ruby. This matter seems to the school management. Now Ruby realizes that staying in that house is dangerous. She steals Terry's car keys without his knowledge. Ruby and her brother then flee in the car. Even though Ruby can't drive perfectly, she drives in the rain. Terry finds out that she has run away and follows her. Ruby is stopped by the police at a check post. Then Terry comes there and talks to the police and takes them both away. Ruby tells Terry you killed my parents. Then he says nothing happened as you thinks. That day is your parents' anniversary day. It is a special day and I gave them a good car. Ruby doesn't want to stay in that house. She tries hard to run away. But Terry drags her into the house. Aaron then gives Ruby an anesthetic injection and puts her to bed. Next day Terry goes to the bank. He wants to withdraw some more money. But the bank knows that Terry has already taken $30,000. They block the account. This makes Terry very angry. Actually, Aaron does not have diabetes. She is addicted to drugs. She steals those drugs from the hospital. This matter will be known to the hospital management. So she is fired from the hospital. Aaron and Terry have a fight at home. Aaron tells Terry that we should not kill Ruby's parents. Terry says I got an opportunity and I used it. Aaron felt guilty about Ruby's parents. So she got addicted to drugs. Aaron takes drugs daily. Terry goes outside to fetch them. She searches the house for drugs. She gets drugs. Later she sits watching videos of her daughter's childhood. She gets very emotional after watching the videos. Emotionally, Aaron takes more drugs. So she dies. Ruby is horrified to see Aaron die. Terry is very sad to see Aaron. Ruby is talking to someone on the phone. Terry gets very angry after hearing this. He catches Ruby and her brother and locks them in the basement. Then Terry drinks and goes to bed. Ruby and her brother escape through a vent in the basement. They decide to take Terry's car keys and run away. Just then their lawyer comes there. He said to Terry, "You ruined the whole plan. The bank has blocked that account because of you." While they were talking, gangsters come there to collect money from Terry. Actually, Ruby calls the gangsters and tells them that Terry is running away from here. That's why they came here. Terry shows them the lawyer and says he is my business partner. He stole all the money. The lawyer tells them that I don't know anything. He tries to leave from there. But that gangster killed lawyer. Then the gangsters take Terry and leave in the car. Ruby has already removed car brakes. Hence the car goes out of control and causes an accident. Ruby and her brother walk on the road. Then a police officer gives them a lift. They reach the place of Terry's car accident. The police is watching that car. Even with the accident, Terry still doesn't die. He beats the police officer and takes the gun. He then comes to kill Ruby and her brother. Seeing this, Ruby starts the police car and kills Terry with the car. Now we see Ruby, her brother and uncle. This is how this movie ends. 99% people watch my videos without subscribing. I am working hard to make these videos. My humble request to subscribe my channel.